I see you decided to watch my video. That means your credit score sucks, doesn't it? It's okay. It's all right. That's why you're here. We're here to fix it. This is the big one. This is what trips everybody up as a credit score because everyone thinks their credit is shit. And for the most part, most people that I deal with, it is. Their credit is terrible. But let's face it, the game is a little bit rigged. Straight up. If you don't know the rules, if you don't know how to manipulate credit to get those scores that you want, the game's rigged, and only people with higher credit scores get the best mortgage rates and get the best fees. What is it? It keeps the rich rich and the poor poor. It's the credit score is the whole ideal of, separating the middle class, because most of the people that don't have money don't realize how credit works and what they need to do. But don't worry, I can fix it because I did it myself. I was once a young, dumb kid. I'm still dumb, but I'm not young anymore, so that's exciting. 18, I thought I was smart. I worked for a bank and I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get all this figured out. And I had a lot of crazy things happen which tanked my score, and it was really, really bad. And I had to learn how to fix it because I didn't wanna, I actually did have a bad experience why I hired some random credit repair company. If you've ever hired a credit repair company, don't do it. They suck. I've never met any good one. They all talk shit, they all charge you money, and they don't do anything. Credit is a big piece of the entire mortgage application. There's minimum credit scores for lots of different loan types out there, and we're definitely gonna get into all of that. But I actually went down the rabbit hole figuring out where the credit score came from, and it was really interesting and kind of upsetting. Credit is ridiculous if you think about it. There's so many weird little things that just 90% of the population has no idea what to do to get that awesome credit score, right? To get that 800 plus that everyone wants, because that gets you the best possible rates. Essentially, the credit score, the idea of the FICO score, was invented or founded in 1956. 1956! So we're using some algorithm that's almost a century's years old to determine credit worthiness of individuals today. It's out of control. I'm sure you've all had crazy shit. I had a wild situation. It was actually when I was buying this house. And this house took a year and a half to build almost. Your loan is in process for like a year and a half. 2 weeks before we were supposed to close, freaking Kohl's, man. Apparently I had a Kohl's credit card at one point. I was probably, again, it was a course of a year and a half, and it definitely wasn't within that year and a half because I made sure not to touch my credit at all the second I took that loan application, because I'm a loan officer and I know how that stuff works. So I'm not gonna go and open a new credit card. I had apparently this old Kohl's credit card that had like $70 on it, and it hit collections 2 weeks before I was supposed to close on my house, tanked my credit score by 100 points, over $70. I'd have just paid it. They could have called me right then and there. Yeah, here's $70. That little mistake, that 100 drop in my credit score, cost me $80,000 out of pocket. Because what it did is it lowered my credit score into a different category of loan. I was no longer eligible for the jumbo loan because you need a 700 plus for that one. So I could only get a conventional loan. And the down payment requirement difference on those two loans was an $80,000 difference. And God, I had it, but man, it was an expensive mistake. So credit kind of just really ticks me off with the little things. And I'm sure everyone's got a similar story where some stupid cell phone company sent you to collections over $17 or some bullshit like that. Enough rant about the credit, because we do need credit. Credit is one of the most important factors when it comes to getting a mortgage. But the problem is most people have stuff like what I just talked about happen to them, and so they just give up. They're like, well, I don't know how to figure this out.
Apparently I can lose 100 points over $20 or something, so there's no way I'm gonna get approved for a mortgage.
Well, you're wrong, because guess what? I still got a mortgage, even though, yes, it did cost me a little extra money. I now have much better resources than I had back then. I work for a newer company, and we have an in-house credit repair specialist who is amazing. He is one of the best guys I've ever seen when it comes to credit. I thought I was the best until I met this guy. I'm really good at fixing credit, and I've been able to find lots of solutions to take people from literally 300-400s to 600-700s. I've done that. But this guy, he's a wizard. Like, he's created credit scores for people that had nothing in less than 2 weeks' time. Like, I've seen this guy do crazy things. So if your credit is shit, or if it's just at nothing, maybe you don't have a credit score, don't let that stop you. Me and my team have the resources, and we have everything that you need to get your credit score on track. And we can show you what to do step by step so that you can take all the guesswork out of it And the best part is we don't charge anything for it. But we're only gonna do it if you're gonna get a mortgage. This is not some use me for free shit situation. Like, I'm here to help you get a mortgage loan to help you buy a house. Let's just make that straight. We don't charge our clients for credit repair because we want you to get a loan with us. That's the ultimate goal. We make our money when you get the loan. But let's get into some of the minimum credit score requirements for the other types of loans out there. The bare minimum credit score you need to get a mortgage loan in most cases is gonna be 520. That's a low credit score. 520 is shit. You're gonna be paying a lot of points. If you have bad credit, just know you still can get a loan, but it's gonna be more expensive. If we want to fix that, that's where the credit repair comes into play. But keep in mind, you can still get an FHA loan with a 520 credit score with a 10% down payment. Credit scores between 520 and 579 need a 10% down payment for FHA. Once you're at a 580, then you can do the minimum down with FHA at 3.5%. 620 will get you into the conventional loan space as well as USDA. And then VA, 580 minimum as well. So those are the minimum credit scores for the different loans out there. There are some like bank statement loans and like other non-standard types of loans, construction loans. Most of those are gonna be high 600s to 700s. And then you've got the jumbo loans. This is anything over a conventional loan limit, which usually is in the millions. So if you're needing to get a house in that $1 million range, million plus, you're gonna need a jumbo loan and you are gonna need great credit for that. I recommend a minimum 720 or higher if you're looking into the jumbo mortgage space. If you are interested in getting your credit fixed, or maybe you don't know where it is or where to start, and you know you wanna own a home, check out my website. There's a quick inquiry form that you can fill out on there. Say you're looking to fix your credit, we can have a quick conversation, figure out what it is that you think might be holding your credit score back. Or if you have checked it and it is low and you don't know why, let's dive into it. Let's take a look at it. That is the first step, is figuring out that credit score, what it's gonna take to get it where we need it to be so that you can get approved for that home loan and get into your very first house. Let's make it happen.